Disclaimer, as I'm recording this, I am currently fighting an, as of now, unspecified illness, so if I end up sounding like Pazuzu at any point during this video, well, not right now, I'm just putting on a voice for comedy, but if I sound wrong at all, then you'll know why. Anyway, let's get started. I get a lot of emails from companies promoting different games they've made and offering me a chance to talk about them in a video. I'm not always very interested in the game they have to show me, and if I am, I usually end up never getting around to reviewing it. But when BlitWorks presented me with a game called Fight and Rage for the PS4, it sounded like it would make a pretty cool topic. This company's also responsible for porting games like Owlboy, Axiom Verge, Rogue Legacy, and even Sonic CD to various consoles. So with a pretty impressive catalog, I figured I'd give this Fight and Rage thing a shot. For the record, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not being paid by BlitWorks in any way, but they did provide me with a download code for me to play the game and get footage of it for this review. Thank you for that, by the way. I really appreciate it. So why would I be curious about a game like this in the first place? Well, because it's a classic arcade-style beat-em-up brawler similar to Double Dragon, Final Fight, and Streets of Rage. Not just in gameplay, but also in terms of aesthetic. It utilizes a beautiful 2D pixel art style. The animation and sprite quality are top-notch, the color palette is bold and very eye-catching, and the soundtrack is killer. I mean, listen to this stuff. Well done, Gonzalo Varela. I apologize if I butcher your name at all. The controls are buttery smooth, but don't exactly work the same as most other brawlers. They kinda work like Smash Brothers, where you have a separate jump button and 2 attack buttons, one for standard moves and one for special moves. Every time a special attack is performed, your SP meter goes completely empty. After that, special moves take a bit of your health away for each one used. This is a really cool mechanic. I think it can greatly influence how players approach every battle. It makes you wonder, should you rely on your normal attacks and save your special moves for specific moments? Or would the risk of dealing more damage with lower health be worth it? Other techniques can be performed based on what button combinations you input and how you interact with your opponents. You can run into them to grab, bounce off of them by jumping and kicking in midair, throw them by hitting directions on the D-pad while attacking. It's a simple control scheme that has a level of complexity no different from something like Street Fighter. But unlike that game, combos are much easier to pull off and remember. It's not just a matter of mashing buttons to find something that works. You can still get away with that and maybe see good results, but the button combos are so straightforward and there's such a minimal number of them that you should have no problem taking the time to memorize them. Battle mode makes for traditional one-on-one fights, but there aren't many stages to select from. In fact, as far as I know, there's only one. You can either partake in battles with a friend, on your own, or watch the computer fight itself, Colin Bomber Harris style. This one's not very exciting, mostly because you can never tell if the computer is even trying at all. Like, look at Filcher here. Do you even see any signs of there being an attempt to fight back here? When you boot up the game for the first time, the character selection is pretty small, since there's only 3 to choose from. Ricardo is a bull who's pretty slow, but makes up for it with his strength. F. Norris is good with punches and has a nice jumping downward kick. And Gal, despite not having many hard-hitting attacks, is incredibly agile. And yes, they bounce, and they jiggle. You can unlock more characters by purchasing them in the extras menu, along with other things like training mode and an easy difficulty. Those are usually available from the start. That's fascinating. Coins are used to buy things from the extras menu, and you can get them from playing arcade mode. It's a single-player campaign with a story involving a crime boss trying to conquer different territories, and there's a girl you have to save or something. Honestly, the story is about as important as it is in, well, any other beat-em-up. It has some pretty funny moments, but ultimately what matters is how good it feels to kill things. And man, does it feel good to kill things. Not in real life, obviously. You shouldn't kill people, that's illegal, it's not good. You will die every now and then, but when you do, you lose a life and start right back where you left off. You have 3 to spare, and once you lose them all, it's game over. However, you also have the option to continue from the beginning of whatever portion of the stage you died on. And you have unlimited continues, so you can go for as long as you want. Admittedly, I gave up after round 6, probably the most annoying stage in this entire mode. You ride through the sewers on a plank of wood, and enemies repeatedly come up to ambush you. This board is way too small, so while I'm trying to fight off bad guys, I end up falling in the water more times than necessary. It's worse when you're attacked by enemies that fly, especially when they're too high to reach, and trying to even touch them will have you fall in the water again. Maybe I just get too reckless, but can you really blame me? I will conquer this stage someday, but this is not one of those days. But overall, what's my verdict on Fight and Rage? Well, I've got to say, I was pleasantly surprised. This is one of those games that focuses less on innovation and more on giving players something fun to mess around in. And you know what? I respect that. A part of me feels it's a bit bare bones at the beginning since there's only 2 modes with 3 characters to pick from, and you have to buy training mode, which is still pretty strange to me. But the gameplay is so good that I don't even care. Once again, I'd like to thank BlitWorks for bringing this game to my attention. I really enjoyed it, and I'm proud to have it as part of my collection. So, would I recommend you go play Fight and Rage? Sure. If you're a fan of beat-em-ups, or you're just a run-of-the-mill gamer looking for something new, you can download the game from the PlayStation Store right now, and I think you should do so. Well, not literally right now. I mean, you're probably busy doing other stuff, like maybe you're in school or you're filing your taxes or something. I don't want to take up too much of your time, so you can just end the video right now. So don't go wasted my precious time. Aldo, thanks for watching this video, everybody. Sorry about the quality of my voice. Like I mentioned at the beginning, I'm catching something. I don't know if it's a cold or whatever it is. Maybe it's just the changing seasons catching up with me again. But I figured I would do this video regardless. As always, I'd like to give a special thanks to the people whose names are scrolling across the screen right now, as well as my superstar supporters for this month, Henry Newman and Jake Winans. If you'd like to support me as well, then please consider pledging to my Patreon page, or becoming a sponsor of this channel by clicking the join button. These are all totally optional, but it would absolutely mean a lot to me if you gave them a look. And you get some cool bonuses for doing so. You get to see videos before they come out, you get access to exclusive content like behind the scenes clips, and you know, I think it's a pretty good win-win situation. So if you want to, you can give that a look. I won't force you, that's up to you. You're a human being, you can make choices for yourself. Links to my social media and Discord server are down in the description box somewhere, and if you want to stay updated on my future uploads, be sure to ring the notification bell. Thanks again for watching, and with that said, this is Mark bidding you all a smashing farewell. I'm gonna go drink some water because you can tell I really need it. Anyway, take care, guys.